That's why I'm so certain, because this, you know, I've had witnesses. I mean, I've got witnesses now that I can bring forward. People were with me. We saw UFOs. We had missing time together. It's not in my head.
All my life, I have studied UFOs and all of that. And if you ever go back to the Old Testaments, Ezekiel chapter 1, and wheels in the sky, and all kind of colored lights around the wheels in the sky. This is 4,000 years ago. And those beings that come out of those UFOs are the craziest looking. They got hoofs as feet and 4 heads and all kind of crazy stuff. So even in the Bible, 4,000 years ago, all that craziness, wheels in the sky, and they end up being angels of the Lord to warn us and to tell us about the future and all of that. And everybody, Hollywood took the alien thing, the wheels in the sky, and took it dark and made it all they're mean and going to eat us up or destroy us, when 4,000 years ago in Scripture, open up your Bible, get your dusty Bible up, open up Ezekiel chapter 1, read about wheels in the sky and about all those crazy alien-looking creatures, all right from my Lord. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, my opinion, I'm agnostic. I think alien visitation to Earth goes back thousands of years.
4,000 years, Ezekiel chapter 1.
I think it goes back millions, like probably 500 million years.
Sure.
I wasn't going to say it.
Run free energy, didn't have to use gasoline. Lord.
Well,
cancer in this hole.
What kind of blows me away is the South Africa, those the gold mines that they found that look like they may be like hundreds of millions of years old.
Shoot.
What I think that is the Elohim. And I believe the Elohim is the same as the Anunnaki.
I just know those wheels in the sky did not run on gasoline. It did not pollute and did not cause cancer. That's what I know.
Oh, that's probably true.
Probably true. It's not probably. It's true.
Yeah, and we need to do that again and find ourselves a solution. I think they have it already, and I don't know why they're poisoning everybody with this petroleum. Really pisses me off. You can't even walk down a street now, and people are complaining about someone smoking in a restaurant beside you. Well, when you walk down the street, all that car exhaust and fumes is thousands of times worse for you than any tobacco cigarette.
Exactly, my Lord, how pathetic.
And everyone and children are subjected to this. And you walk down a sidewalk beside all this freaking petroleum exhaust. That should be illegal. No, that should be illegal.
Then when it's a bad pollution day, they make everybody with chimneys not be able to have fires, so the oil pollution overrides families having their chimneys and warm nights. How for that?
You got to be kidding me.
Yes, that happens in Phoenix.
Oh my God! And instead of having some nice smelling wood fire, that we all have to smell all this shit petroleum.
The air is too bad. Everybody with chimneys, you are on alert. Do not light your fire tonight, or you'll be fined $1,500 in Phoenix.
You gotta be kidding me! Wow.
Wolfman, you should go to Phoenix and see the.
You know, if I could tell you the truth, if I could psychically attack these people and get everyone to help me do this, I'd like to take these people out that are in charge of this bullshit.
That's what happened in our states.
Well, there's all kinds of shit here in Canada. I'm in Canada, Ontario here. There's all kinds of stupid rules like that, too. Oh. Yeah, I'm up in Ontario. But yeah,
my
there's
American brother, my Canadian brother.
Yeah, they have stupid rules here too, though. Like there's like for instance, if you're practicing with your band in your garage, it only takes one neighbor to complain, and you got the cops there saying, "Oh, shut her down, shut her down, shut her down." But someone else next to you can be hammering from 7 in the morning and doing power tools all day long. All the terrible noise that makes, and that's okay. But that's considered work. But music, they don't consider it work.
That's something.
You know what I mean? And to me, music and your drumming, it drives away evil spirits. To me, that's driving away evil. And yes. I think it's very important, and when they come and shut me down, to me, I looked at it. Here comes the devil stopping me from driving away the evil.
No, doggone. Love music. I'm a DJ on the side. Like to play music. Yeah. Oh, it's a shame. But yeah. No fireplaces this week. The oil pollution polluted our skies too much, and you'll get fined. That's what they do. But anyway,
Willie's in the chat room. Hi, Willie. How you doing, brother? Yeah, Willie's a good man.
Is Willie there?
He's up in Alaska. He's in the chat room, but he sometimes calls in.
Yeah.
I could add him to the one line. I could add him to the Wolfpack line 47 with Darren. You guys are on the call-in line. I think we're going to take a musical break here. What do you think, everyone?
Okay, yeah, I think so. I probably need to go for the night because I need to go to work tomorrow. So I'll talk to you all later.
All right. Thanks. Nice hearing from you, Kurt.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye, Kurt.
Talk to you again another day.
Thank you very much, sir.
Be good.
And I am going to play some Uriah Heep.
I thought you were going to play Wheels in the Sky.
Wheels in the Sky? I'd have to look that up. You want me to do that?
That'd be a good one. It's by Journey.
I love that song. Actually, I'll find it. Give me a second, and you talk with Adam, and I'll find that.
Adam, do you have any convictions?
What are you talking about? You mean criminal?
Just when it comes to
I thought you meant
anything,
like opinions.
Just knowing anything that you know for sure.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant. Opinions, convictions.
No, convictions.
Well, sure. I mean, I suppose but I'm pretty just fact-based. I mean, I like to stick to the facts. You're talking about like my overall feeling about what the abduction phenomenon is about? You mean, or
yeah, I guess so. Since that's what we've been talking about. Like, yeah.
That's I'm a little.
I mean, do you know what it's about? Did they tell you anything about our planet or our future or where we're going?
See, that's the thing. I mean, I hear so many different theories. I listen to Linda Moulton Howe a lot. I don't know because I think like she'll throw out different theories. It doesn't all seem to be congruent. So I'm not sure what to think. I don't know because there's so many.
Do you ever feel like you're just losing it? Like maybe you are just losing it?
Losing it? What do you mean?
Have you been down that road and just like said, no, I think I know what I know, or how's that?
As far as feeling like I'm losing it?
Yeah, have you ever felt like maybe you were crazy at all?
No, I never did, because I always had other people with me many times who experienced it, who we remember talking to them about the events afterwards, UFO sightings and missing time. So I never did. I mean, from the time I was a little boy, so I never went through that. That's more with abductees who remember midlife and don't remember their early experiences. Because I imagine if your first memory comes in midlife when you're an adult, it's going to hit you harder because you're not expecting it. Like, I was conditioned from the time I was a kid to see stuff. They showed me stuff. I knew it was real. Like, I knew I had so much evidence. I knew it wasn't dreams. It couldn't be.
I'm one of the ones that sort of remembered midlife, but before that, I always knew there was something different about me, but I didn't know what it was. And I thought that the scar on the back of my leg was really strange, and I didn't believe my mother when she said it was a birthmark.
Right.
But I didn't know anything about it till I started seeing UFOs when I was about 10, I think 8, 9, 10 years old, and every time I would see one, my hair would stand up on end first, and I would know where to look. And I'd get the kids from the neighborhood, there's going to be something here. Look over here. And then we'd see it, and we saw, one time we thought it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And it was not Rudolph. It's circling around my house, and then it's circling around my buddy's house, and I was just after a while, I was waiting for him to come down and go, "Take me to your leader."
It makes sense that you would view. That's probably imposed on you too from the outside to think that.
Have they ever given you any wisdom or any knowledge that nobody knows?
That's a tough one. I feel that they have. I just don't remember it. I have the specific memory when I was a kid that, and this did happen more than once, but this particular time, they were downloading, and people using that term now. I didn't used to use that term, but I picked it. They were downloading information to me, and they were telling me things about the future. And I remember being elated.
Oh, wow.
Thinking, oh, my God, this is amazing. I can't believe this. The future is going to be wonderful, and this is going to happen, and that's going to happen. And I was so excited. And I come back, and then I go to my mother, and I'm like, I have this amazing thing to tell you, but I don't have any idea what it is. I don't remember.
It's kind of like having a dream. When you have a really complex, awesome dream, and you remember how complex it was, but you don't remember the specific details.
Sometimes I do remember details of communication. On this, a lot of times I didn't, though. Usually, typically, I would be suppressed. That's deliberate to give you that amnesia, because I remember them telling me.
All right, we got the song.
Don't remember. They'd get angry at me. Don't remember. They even scream at me sometimes.
Okay, we'll be right back with Monster Castle Paranormal and Adam Ambrose.
Ooh, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Rock and roll with the Wolfman. Can you dig it? That was fantastic.
That was.
That was a great suggestion, actually.
What? That was a live version or something. I've never heard that version. That was great.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was a live version, yeah. Well, it gave me 2 minutes more. The studio version's only 3 minutes something. That one was over 5.
Yeah, that's really good. Maybe they won't nick us on YouTube when we put it on there because it's a live version of it. Who knows?
Kurt is hilarious, man. He's still chatting me on Skype here, and I just mentioned something to him. He said, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Well, do you guys know what the Holy Ghost is? Does anyone here know? I do. I know. It was revealed to me what the Holy Ghost is.
I'm not sure. I don't.
That is the female. That is the mother. That is the loving mother spirit.
Well, I just know the Catholic teachings and stuff about it.
The Catholics, they don't really tell you, but I was.
They do. There's a whole. It's called the charismatic movement that.
No,
they come and gone.
It's hard to get a Catholic priest to admit it, but they do know that the Holy Spirit or whatever is a female, and that is basically you got the Father, Son, and the Mother. That is Mother Gaia, the loving, caring female spirit.
Yeah,
it makes sense, doesn't it?
I've seen people slain in the spirit, and it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So that was when I was 17.
Well, it does make sense though if you think about it. How can you have the Father and Son without the Mother?
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way.
And why would you hide that? But see, there was a big movement to and it was all, what do you call it? in religion, it was all mostly female idols that people worshipped for a long time. And then all of a sudden it changed to male-dominated worship. But there's...
then there's the rosary.
There's
the Hail Mary a lot more in that than we do Our Father. 10 times more.
Yeah, but... yeah, there is. I don't know if you could really put a sex on God. I think it's pretty much just God is God, and you can't put male or female on that.
How about with Adam? How about with the aliens? You think there's male and female?
Yeah, I get a strong feeling if I'm in a male presence or a female presence. Usually
Which one?
It's a male presence, though.
Which ones did you like better?
I'm more memories of male presence. Well, I mean, the female presence I like better. I mean, I don't like any alien presence really, unless they're really just manipulating my emotions and taking all my fear away. It's always, for me, a lot of my memories are, they can be very cold, and as a little kid, just sort of, I'd be looking toward them almost like a guardian, and they'd be like ignoring me sometimes, and I'd be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like it wasn't
like no love. Like there was no love or caring. It was just business.
It was cold. What?
Did you ever bump into the same one more than once, or did you ever have a favorite?
Oh, definitely. I saw the same one more than once. A couple of them. There was a tall gray who was in charge of the other grays. He'd always be standing off in the back watching, and then he'd come forward near the end and talk to me. And it was always the same one, I remember. And I felt a bond with that gray over the years. I even saw what I felt was an adolescent gray, and it was smaller. And I felt like it was father-son, the two. And I say that, and then people go, I never heard of that before, but I'm just saying what I remember, you know. I mean, I'm sure of the memory, but I don't know what it means.
Sure. Do you have any idea how old they were or how long they live? Or gut feeling?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't have an idea of age, although I will say I've seen some grays that looked a lot more wrinkled in the face than others. A lot more. And they're all kind of, the skin was all wrinkled in certain areas.
Well, that sounds to me like they're definitely not an android, then they are a flesh and blood. And it's, yeah, the one that you punched and you hurt him, right? And he was down shaking it. It was hurt.
Yeah, he broke his eye lens.
I wonder, the thing I would think about is maybe they're like, you ever see Blade Runner where they were androids, but weren't they like nanobiological? Like they were biological material.
Yeah.
Like programmed.
Exactly. Yep.
Not like robots, mechanical.
Yeah, biological androids. You're like Blade
Almost
Runner.
Almost like slaves.
Made to appear flesh and blood. So they would put in the wrinkles, maybe.
Well, yeah, they actually could do that. Bet you they could probably do that already now. And they could probably use a 3D printer sort of scenario, but lay out cells, like biological cells.
Maybe they're clones.
Like stem cells.
Do you read much literature and stuff about the UFO? Ufology in general? Like Billy Meyer and the Palladians and all that?
Now, I'm familiar with all that. I've never researched it on my own, like the contactees. I think I watched a documentary about Adamski, Billy Meyer. That's very different. Like, I don't think... Well, they may be abductees, but I think that all that is just either made up or confabulation. The contact keys.
Really?
They're not. Yeah.
You think a lot of it's
just to
make money and stuff?
Accuse a specific person because I didn't research it. But I mean, I've heard like Jacob speak about it, and I'm going off of other people's comments.
Did you ever think about doing your own book?
Yeah, I'm in the planning stage. I've already outlined. I want to do a couple of books. I want to eventually get into my own research. I'd like to look into other people's experiences, not just my own, but I'm curious to try to find out if there's any other information out there, if people could come forward with new information that we don't know yet.
What do you think that they eat?
No idea what they eat. Sometimes they've given me food to eat.
Really? What type of food did they give you? Do you remember?
Don't say
sometimes,
pizza.
Well,
Eric will
sometimes they're giving me what appears to be meat, but the funny thing is, like if it's a sandwich or it looks like a burger, it doesn't usually taste right. It tastes synthetic.
Maybe they have replicators.
Yeah, they just started doing that for real.
Do they wear like a uniform of any sort, or do they all wear different stylized clothing that's different, or do they all wear the same sort of type uniform?
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, I remember a uniform, but there's a couple different uniforms. The shorter grays would wear these tight, scuba tight-fitting blue outfits. And the taller gray sometimes would be in like a white, also blue, but sometimes I've seen white, a white outfit, tight-fitting outfit.
Do the females wear provocative outfits, and have you ever had sexual encounters with any of them?
No, not female aliens. Female humans I've had sexual encounters with during abductions.
Wow.
On the ship?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
But, once it starts, it's partially voluntary. I mean, it wasn't unpleasant, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this now. Like, they prompted me to do it.
Huh.
I mean, it's just
do they have fluffers?
What was that?
Do they have fluffers? That was a joke. In a porno, they got someone called a fluffer that tries to get you hard first.
I hope not. I don't remember that, but I
wonder what they would want.
Problem, it was just automatic sort of,
it's like they were putting you on show to learn something, or were they trying to do something with your genes?
What?
I think they were trying to take his genes off. Right?
Do you think they were trying to learn something? Or do you think they were doing an experiment or something?
It sounds to me like they were doing some breeding.
Yeah.
I believe that they do this. It happened more than once, and they want the baby. I think they take the baby.
Oh yeah.
I think that sometimes it's not.
So they
probably
keep the female longer or something.
It's the fetuses they take. I think they're just human usually. Maybe.
So
I'm speculating.
Do you remember what color their eyes were, and do they have pupils? I forgot to ask that.
You know what? I don't, because I always remember seeing a dark eye, just black.
Yeah, that's
Although one time I was face to face with a being, and the eyes changed. It was like they were little screens on an iPhone almost, and there was this swirling bluish white, bright, sparkling, swirling motion going around in their eyes. Like I was looking at an LED screen. What do you call it? Like on an iPhone.
I still think they wear something over top of their eyes that sort of helps them see different things, like maybe infrared and stuff, like some kind of a lens that helps them see better.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think maybe.
Bionic eyes.
Maybe.
Oh, it's something like glasses, but it fits like tight forming right on their face, maybe, and that's what he broke.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, it was just covering the eye. I wouldn't have even known that there was a covering, and it's just the eye is so large. I wasn't really aiming for it. I was just trying to get the face, and my fist caught the eye part, and yeah, but it wasn't like a mask, like a helmet. It was just the eye covering. And I didn't even know for sure
didn't feel
covering. Good. What?
I'm sure it didn't feel good for him.
No, I felt, we were in telepathic communication, so when I hit the being, I felt his reaction. He was stunned.
Did you feel guilty?
Yeah.
Did you apologize telepathically to him afterwards?
No, I don't think I did. What happened was they immediately got pissed off at me intensely. Like, immediately swarmed me, 5 of them at least, grabbed me by the arms, really hard clamped down on my arms, and it hurt.
So they're strong.
Felt like a vice.
So they're really strong.
Well, they're really strong.
Wow.
Tiny little bodies, but the grip was so strong, I couldn't believe it. And they were dragging me and pulling me. And I was trying to resist. And I was pretty strong when I was young. I lifted weights. I was an athlete. And I couldn't keep them from dragging me. Of course, there was like 5 of them. But they were pissed off, and they said, "Don't do that. Don't ever do that again. Don't do that." They were like very angry. And I wasn't feeling apologetic. I was frustrated and angry, very, very angry. The next day, and looking back on it, I feel apologetic, only because I'm a nonviolent person and I feel compassion for everyone.
Okay,
people that don't deserve it.
Did they change your clothes or anything while you were up there, or did they leave your same clothing on?
Usually, they took my clothing off, and I was either naked, or they gave me a robe. Sometimes I would wear like a white robe, maybe a blue robe, but I remember white. Yeah, but
Whoa.
A lot of times
was it a weird fabric? You remember what it was like?
The fabric of the robe. It just seemed like cotton. I mean, I don't know what it was. It just seemed like a regular robe, regular material. I didn't focus on it, and like
right.
I didn't have a chance to think and like look at it and notice it.
Right, you're not thinking correct when you're on there because they've.
Do you remember?
That right?
Do you remember them doing any operation on you, like slicing you up or doing anything to you or your head or anything like that?
Yeah, but there was another question. You said, do I remember them being, what was that? Being, I thought there were 2 questions. You asked about the slicing
I'm just
up.
following along. I can't remember what I just asked.
I keep missing.
No, I don't think you asked the question.
Sorry.
No, you didn't ask the question.
I remember that I had what I believe was brain surgery because I was aware that they cut my skull open.
Yeah, that's what I just had a feeling they did that. I just had a psychic. Actually, I saw. I could see it in my mind. They operated on and they put an implant in your brain.
I always wondered why they did that. I knew my head was open. I don't know how I knew, but because I'm partially in their head, so I kind of know what they're thinking when they're doing stuff. And I knew that, and it scared me. It wasn't painful, but I had an implant experience, and so undoubtedly I have an implant that I don't know about, I'm sure. But
it's in the back. It's in the back of your skull, and sometimes it'll vibrate.
I'm not sure, but what complicates it? I had an injury when I was 7 years old. I fell off a teeter-totter, and I had a concussion, and I had a huge welt on the back of my head. and it might have caused some mild brain damage or something. I mean, I'm normal, but they say when you hit your head like that, you can die from that. You can have like a brain aneurysm. And I don't know if it caused permanent damage or not. I always wondered if what the procedure they did had something to do with that, falling off that teeter-totter. But because I had residual pain for a long time, so I had complications with that. I had a huge injury on the back of my head, a bump, and it hurt.
Maybe they fixed you. Wasn't that about the time of your first abduction?
No, it wasn't. It was later, because this was age 7, and I have memories going back to infancy.
Oh.
So.
Do you remember being born?
You know, I do, but
it's funny. I do too.
I remember being held upside down and being hit. I remember what it felt like.
I remember they didn't have to do that to me. When I came out, I opened my eyes and started talking to people like, yeah. They didn't have to spank
my
me.
dad used to deliver babies. He was a family practitioner.
Adam, what's the most inconvenient abduction you ever had? And what was the longest one?
And what was the second part?
The longest one.
I don't know. I mean, the most inconvenient.
I mean, were you ever like on your way to work or something and you never showed up this next day all of a sudden, or?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there was one time when I was gone for 2 days. I went for a walk in the woods. This was near where I lived, and I was taken out of the woods. And when I went into the woods, it started raining, and it was a heavy rain. And when I came out of the woods into the parking lot, there was like a wood line, and then there was a parking lot. It was dry. There was no water in the ground. I went in my apartment, and then I thought that was strange, and it was Monday. No, it was Tuesday, and then I was watching TV, and you know how you have your shows, and I knew it was Tuesday night. And I went to bed, and the next morning I got up, and it was Thursday.
Wow.
And
did you miss work?
Is it what?
Did you miss work?
I wasn't working at the time.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, who misses work?
And I was looking for work.
Not miss it, but like, did you not show up? Wow.
No, that's what happens. They'll do that if they know you're not going to be missed. But my neighbor noticed I was missed because I was talking to this girl that I kind of liked a little bit, the neighbor, and I was talking to her, and she said, by the way, the other day, what happened? She said, your cat was outside of your door for 2 days meowing, and I thought you were neglecting your cat. I almost called somebody. And I said, really? My cat was outside my door for 2 days meowing? I would have heard it. I would have known that. And that I realized that was that 2 days I was missing.
Of course. Were you thirsty or hungry when you got back?
I was feeling like I had just returned from a long car ride. I was feeling kind of not tired but depleted physically. Like I felt like spiritually hungry. Like I felt like something amazing had happened. Like the wind had been taken out of me, and I knew something had happened. I just couldn't remember it. And I wonder why they
kept you so long. Feeling. Why do you think they kept you so long that time?
You know, I don't know because I don't have a memory of it. But I know I was taken because I do have a memory of being aware of floating up through the canopy, through the trees, going up toward a craft. That's all I remember.
Do you think they've ever taken you outside the planet, like left orbit?
Well, there's only one memory that relates to that. This might have been a dream. I know these aren't dreams, the abductions, but you can have a dream. And,
sure.
But one time I was on a craft in a hallway, and a being that looked human said, "Come over here and look out the window." And I looked out the window, and I saw the moon, but it was closer than when you look up in the sky. It was like maybe twice as big as it should have been. But that could have been a dream. But I bring it up because it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like I was in the presence of an advanced intelligence, and I was very intimidated, like I am. That it felt like a real experience. But I can't be certain about that. And when I'm not certain, I say.
Sure, that's got to be frustrating.
You asked me
to not know if it was a dream or if it was something that happened.
But I mean, that's just that one that I wasn't sure. My other memories, I know they weren't dreams because I remember it so vividly, and it's all these details and the communication with the beings, and a lot of times I even saw aliens 3 times before I was abducted while I was wide awake, and I had missing time a lot during the day, and I saw landing traces in my backyard like 12 times. Not just in my backyard, other places, like on the damn tennis court. I saw an alien during the day when I was like 13 years old on a tennis court. Not on the court, but in the trees watching me.
Oh, so he wasn't playing tennis? You didn't have a match with him?
Tennis. We didn't play a set. But I used to play a lot of tennis. And I looked up, I was hitting against the backboard actually, and I saw the part of the head and the black eyes looking at me from behind the bush.
Oh, man.
And I was wide awake.
I'll tell you, if I saw some alien peeking at me from in the bushes, I'd give him a black eye.
It was on the other side of a fence. But immediately after I saw it, then I was abducted. I was taken, so it didn't last for long, the conscious fighting, but there was one. But I'm sorry for rambling. I was just kind of rambling.
No, it's good. This is interesting. Have you ever had any good friends that have been with you all the way and can collaborate or come on a show with you sometime and say, yeah, all this happened?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I do. There is one I'm in contact with who is getting ready to do that. He wants to do that, and he wants to have hypnosis. I just talked to him like 3 or 4 times in the last year. He remembers being taken with me. We saw an object in the middle of the road, the missing time. He remembers it. He doesn't remember being on the craft. But he wants to get hypnosis.
Where are you going to get this hypnosis done? Are you going to go through Free? That organization called Free?
Well, I have a major researcher who wants to look into my case. I probably shouldn't say who it is, but that that's going to happen. So
it doesn't matter on this show if you say who it is. I'm sure that Reverend John Polk will hook you up with Free because he is part of that organization. That's started by Edgar Mitchell, the astronaut.
Oh, the Edgar Mitchell organization. I was thinking of the John Mack. That's different. I know they used to have a list of people that you could find someone in your area type thing. And I did that. I've talked to I've talked to 3 or 4 researchers, not just Bud Hopkins.
I was told not to do that. Like, first I was going to get regressed, and I was thinking seriously of doing this, and then somebody told me not to do it. And I can't remember why.
Not to do hypnosis?
Yeah, not to get it done. And
well, I don't know why.
I can't remember why, but I don't know if it was a dream.
It was somebody that didn't believe in any of it, though. They thought that they were just out to make money and to plant memories in you and stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing that you can understand about
I think that was Amy. Amy Martin told me not to do it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, the consensus with the researchers is that the memories retrieved under hypnosis, while some people doubt, hypnosis, are essentially the same memories as consciously recalled without hypnosis. And this is coming from Hopkins. So, you can doubt, they can doubt hypnosis, but it's useful. And
I think
for me, it helped to clarify, focus in on details.
Have you been regressed? Ever?
Oh, yeah, like 7 times.
Oh, okay. And were you able to remember details? And did they write down all the details?
Recorded. My sessions with Hawkins were recorded, and also with 2 other people who aren't known
Interesting.
researchers.
Do you have those recordings?